All right, so we have a little bit of a different fight week than you were anticipating this week in
Yep,
terms
for
of
sure.
yeah. Take me through that and sort of what happened when you found out, and then were you like paranoid that maybe you weren't going to be able to be on the show still?
Yeah, so I got the call on Monday, like actually right after one of my practices, that Nico had pulled out of the fight, and I was honestly pretty chill about it. I just, I've had a really great camp, and I've worked my butt off the last few months, and it's kind of one of those things where it is what it is. If they can find someone last minute, I'm ready to go. If not, we'll fight in a few weeks. We'll fight, maybe we'll do a rematch in a few months. So it wasn't too much of, it wasn't such a big deal to me initially.
Was was there a lot of adjustments that needed to be made based on the opponent? I mean, she's out. She's had
Yeah.
her contender series fight, and she's had Invicta fights, so there's stuff that you could see. But
Right.
at this stage of the game, do you even go in and watch that stuff, or is that
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
leave it alone?
yeah. As soon as I got the call Monday night, I went and watched probably three of her fights, most recent fights, and the game plan. Fortunately, the game plan still stays the same. So nothing really changed, And last minute fights like this, you really can't. What are you really gonna do? I mean, you can change up a little stuff technically, but I mean, you've already been through a camp, you've already done the work, so and that's why when I got the call, I was pretty chill about it because I've already put the work in.
Yeah.
So I'm just really fortunate that I do have someone to fight this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get paid.
Right. Well,
Of
yeah,
course.
that, and I also would like to showcase my skills, that I've developed over time. So,
When you have a situation like this, from her end, she's obviously coming in with nothing to lose, and I know
right,
that
right,
people
and
like
that's
me talk about this stuff all
exactly
the
what I
time.
said the other day. She has nothing to lose. It's a win-win for her. She gets signed with the
Yeah.
UFC, and she gets to be on a card. So
So does that put any extra pressure on your shoulders? And if not, how do you personally deal with that kind of a thing from kind of like the mental
yeah.
side of the fight game?
I just look at it like I'm fighting the same person, and everything's the same. Nothing's changed. It's just a different look. It's not. I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it because it's not. Like I said, I've already been through a tough camp. I would assume that she hasn't been in a camp, so I think in a way I have a lot more leadway than she does. But like I said, like she's got nothing to lose. But that's no pressure on me. It's just another fight week.
When you looked at some of her fights, what did you think about her in terms of what she brings to the table and kind of what her skill sets are?
Yeah, she's tough. She's a really tough girl. She's very fit, very athletic. Few things here and there that I would say, she's got a pretty decent right hand to watch out for. But I know if I keep getting an angle and keep flanking to the right, then, be good. So it's the only thing I would say is a big switch up is the fact that she's not southpaw and Nico is the southpaw. So I got really used to like going to that left side a lot. But no, I mean I fight Orthodox people on the regular, so it's like I said, it's just that one thing that kind of need to watch out for is that she's tough, she's fit, she's got a nice right hand, and
Is the Nico fight something that you would want later, or was there
Yeah.
not enough into it to be able to say, yeah, like I missed the chance to be able to beat this girl? Right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, we were willing to, maybe renegotiate something down the line for when she was, better. But we're gonna think about that after this fight.
Sure.
We have work to do this weekend, but yeah, I think in the future, maybe sometime in May, that'd be if we can get something rescheduled. I really would like to fight her. I mean, I've prepared real well to fight someone like her. She's super evasive and she's very well rounded, So I was really looking forward to that fight.
Talk to me about working off a loss for the first time in your career and what that did for you in this camp. Does it put a chip on your shoulder? Does it give you extra motivation?
I mean,
What was it
initially,
about
that first loss, like, yeah, it put a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, like, man, like I didn't perform the way I should have performed, and that's the thing. I don't think it had anything to do with technique or anything like that. It was just the fact that it wasn't me in there. I didn't perform. I know I can beat Lena, and I just didn't. I didn't show out. I didn't show up, and I think that's what put the chip on my shoulder was the fact that, all right, now it's time to step up. I got to work harder, and I look at it as a positive because it really changed my mindset. It really did, because I haven't been through something like that. I've been winning like crazy nonstop, and I'm growing up in the UFC. I mean, my career was 2-0 when I started, and I'm basically like going through this in the UFC. So not a lot of people can say that, and I got to mature, and that's it.
A lot of people will talk about learning something from a loss. I mean,
Yeah.
were there specific things that you learned from it?
Yeah.
Or was it just learning that you don't want to have to be in that position very
Well,
often?
first off, I overtrained a lot, and I kind of ran myself into the ground to where I was just like, I'm ready to just go in there and do it, and I took the fun out of it. And the thing is when I fight, I have fun, almost all of my finishes came off of like this adrenaline rush of just having fun and being in the moment. And when I was in there in my last fight, it was I just ran myself, tortured myself into the ground so much, overtrained, not taking days off, It just didn't take care of my mental space, and it really showed, and it just was not me in there. It was not me. This time I had fun. I took days off. I recovered the right way. I trained hard the right way, So I feel like I'm finally back to my right mental space.
Obviously, getting into that title picture, you got to start putting wins together.
Right.
It starts this Saturday.
Yep.
Do you think that far ahead in terms of the division and obviously it starts with one, right?
Right.
But what do you think about your prospects in terms of sort of the long-term future in the division?
Yeah, I mean, looking into the future, that's always been my goal, is like title content, like title, fighting for the title and stuff like that. But you can't look too far ahead. All the time. You have to make sure you're in the moment, and that's what I've done this camp, is being in the moment, having fun, going out there, getting the win, and then next fight. So I know what my end goal is, but I want to be in the moment. I want to be happy. I want to have fun doing it.
You have a picture in your head of what being in the moment and having fun looks like on Saturday night? Like what kind of a finish you'd want it to be?
I mean, I've ran a lot of things through my head. You never know, but I don't like to predict things, but I know I'm gonna have a good time in there. That's for sure. I'm ready to get back in there and do what I do best.